All right, boys and girls, welcome back to a new vlog. Take a little time off of the vlog, mainly because I felt like the sessions were just getting repetitive. At the end of the day, I'm not doing training sessions to make content. We're having training sessions for my athletes and for me to get better. And so some of that content's going to get repetitive. And so I kind of took a week off. This video is a Monday session, just a Monday session. That we're gonna watch, and got heavy on back squats, hit a lifetime PR, which I was stoked about, which is good to reflect on because I'm recording this on a Friday where I didn't have the best session. It wasn't terrible, but I missed a front squat that I hit last week. Just felt tired and whatever. That's weightlifting. Monday had a crazy good session, hit a 15-pound lifetime back squat PR. Friday couldn't even hit a front squat that I hit last week, and my lifts were just kind of meh. That's weightlifting, okay? But that's what we're gonna watch here. So this is kind of like the last week of phase 1 of the AO2 prep. We're now gonna switch and get into phase 2, which is main emphasis on the full lift. So we're not gonna squat first now. We're not gonna try to push our squat numbers. We're still gonna squat 2 or 3 times a week, but we're just gonna do maintenance. We're gonna do like 5 sets of 3 at 70 to 80% at most type of thing after our main sessions. So let's get into the vlog. All right, so like I said, we're still squatting first. So this is back squats Monday. This is technically week 4. We had a week 0 week in there for at least Mike and I as a transition week. But technically week 3, I guess. So we're just building up to a heavy. It was meant to be an RPE 9.5. It turned into a true RPE 10. It was like, let's max out. So I've been I have a little bit of a quad tendon inflammation, I'll say right now. So it's just from, I bounce a lot out of my squats. I'm dynamic, and I have not done a good job recently with mobilizing, and my quads get super tight because I'm a quad, I got big meaty quads. I'm a quad dominant dude. And so part of me sitting down here, so like, it's funny, I'm stoked I had a back squat PR, which we'll talk about, which we'll see. But going into these sessions, I'm always like, oh, I don't know how my knee's gonna hold up. And because it's like probably tendonitis or whatever, as I warm up, it feels better because I'm getting more blood in there. I'm working some of the inflammation out. And so starting the sessions is always rough. And then once we get into it, it actually feels better. So building up here. Main focus is always taking the work from our speed days and trying to put it on our squats. So like, think about fast, get out of the hole quick. So boop, pop, get up quick. And so that's what we're focused on. So we're just building up here, 265. There is no science to this as far as how we do it. We're just kind of like 265, 315. I think at this point is, no, not yet. I can't remember when I put on my belt. I think like after this, maybe I put on my belt. It's all based off of feel, guys. It's all based off of feel. Doing this for this long. See, things are looking nice and fast. How many reps I do, again, based off of feeling. I'll do 2 reps maybe. Mike was looking good. All right, so Mike's belting up, so we go to 355. Kind of just going by colors of the plates. 2 reds and a green, 2 reds and a blue. So let's see how Mike looks here. Mike is not as fast as me, but he's brute strength. Hold on real quick, my dog. Okay. Whereas I'm a little bit faster, and maybe not as brute strong. I have to use speed and athleticism and that turnaround and the bounce and all that kind of stuff.
Big chest on the way up.
Where we differ is what you'll see here, especially when we go for our maxes, is Mike does a really good job at holding his position even though the rep gets really slow.
Go.
My reps never get slow, but I lose position. That's kind of the trade-off depending on who you are as an athlete. If you're really twitchy, I'm very twitchy, you may lose stability because of that twitchiness, but that might help you still stand up fast, fight through some maybe compromised positions. Whereas somebody who's a little bit more sturdy, like Mike, he might not be as twitchy, but he's going to hold position really well. So Obviously, you want to try to bridge the gap between the two, but usually athletes fall on one end of those spectrums. So you can see how he does a really good job holding his position. He still looks fast, don't get me wrong. But see, like, I think my 395 just, like, looks faster.
Come on. Fast.
Yeah, see, like, I mean, his look pretty fast, too. I don't know. I think I missed, my phone was being weird. So after 395, we both hit 410 to get a 5-pound PR. Well, to be fair, we realized Mike has actually hit 415. We didn't know that in this session, so we went to 410. I know for me, I've only ever hit 405, so for me, that was a 5-pound PR. And then we went to this, which for him is 415. My phone kind of dies here, and then I like flip it back on. I don't even think you can tell the transition. Yeah, whatever. It says 10-pound PR. It's tying PR, but watch this.
Come on.
Slow.
Come on. Yeah.
Doesn't lose position. Nice.
That's the PR right there. You walk it
And then mine coming up here has to go to vertical orientation because I didn't end up capturing this. My phone died, but luckily Noah got mine. I get the setup position, and then it'll go to just a normal like iPhone vertical orientation, but still like the setup. I went up to 420 just to see if I could beat Mike. So I went from 410 to 420 here.
Fast, let's go.
And I got a bit vulgar in it.
Go. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. But after that, so that was a 15-pound lifetime PR. Pretty stoked with that. Again, we didn't do like a true strength cycle. We just would find a relatively heavy for the day, starting off week 1 with like RPE 8, and then each week build off of that. That was the goal. So really what we were doing was just kind of like showing the current strength that we had. And the point with that is we didn't have a lot of time for this cycle. It's like 6 weeks to get us ready for AO2. And I just want to make sure our legs were under us before we just pushed the classic lifts. And so it's kind of like 3-4 weeks, just we're going to hit heavy. And so as we sit here at the end of this week, I hit a 420 back squat and a 355 front squat, PR on the back squat, 10 pounds away from my all-time PR on front squat. I'm super happy with that, having not gone through a real strength cycle. Mike tied his PRs on both lifts. He hit a 375 front squat and he hit a 410 back squat. So his legs are plenty strong. Now we'll push the main lifts. So that's what we're looking for the next pretty much 3 to 4 weeks. We're August 1st and we're going to head out down there or up there, Dallas Fort Worth to AO2 August 28th-ish. So got into some snatch balance work here. Just kind of documented like our working weights. We both were working at 205, which is heavier for me. This is meant to be like 80 something or 85%, something like that. For me, that's more like 195, 200. For Mike, it was like 205 to 215. So I was like, I'll just do his weight. For me, like this is what I need to be working on: is snatch balances, is my timing with my feet. As I'm getting back into lifting. Any weightlifters out there know that snatching is just exposure and just continually doing the reps. And for me, I've talked about it many times on this channel, for me, my bottom position is the thing that limits me. It's not my pull, it's not my extension, it's not my speed, it's not even my mobility so much as it's just getting comfortable in the bottom position. So like snatch balances are great for me. You can see I'm like wobbly. So just working on this, overhead squats, it's exactly what I need to work on. So actually all my snatches that I've been doing these past 2 weeks, I've been pausing in the bottom just to work on that stability, and it's been helping a lot, but I'm still building that back. Mike hitting 215. Where do we go to next? Let's see. Oh, we have Rowan in here. This is our little baby Rowan. Dude, this kid is like not even, he's 2. I think he's 2. He's going to be a freak, dude. He's going to be a freak. He's like rows. He was rowing like 5 calories in a minute the other day, and he's like, look at this little dude. Look at this little dude. He's got little plates he's putting away. He's great. Little Rowan. Little baby Rowan. These are the moments, man, in a gym. These are the moments I live for, like owning a gym and everything like that. It's just so funny now to reflect on watching this. It's like, in the moment I'm focused on my lifting session, but now watching this, it's like, that's everything. That's really cool. Anyway, sorry, not to get all sentimental and esoteric on you guys, but here we go. 205, boom, my feet. Yeah, you can see, look at me, woo, fighting for it there. I got back on my heels. That kind of was happening today when I was snatching too. When I'm being, I don't lazy because I'm not choosing to. When I'm just not being as fast or as forceful with my feet, you know, rock back to the heels, all that kind of stuff. Let's see how Mike does here. His feet, ooh, same thing, right? He came to his toes on that one. Same thing. You got to be really forceful when you put your feet down, and not only forceful, but you got to be intentional with where you're feeling pressure in the foot. Want to feel full foot, ball of the foot, heel, pinky toe, all of it. And again, it's at the end of the day, I think one of the things I kept saying is this is why we train this. This is why we do this. It's not going to be perfect. That was better, see? And so like I made the correction from that one to this one. I landed ball of the foot first and was able to stay a little bit more balanced. And so that's why we train this stuff. If we were already good at it, we wouldn't need to train it. After that, we went into, we snatch, pull, plus snatch. Past couple weeks, we've done the snatch pull with an extra 50 pounds on it. Since we're in pretty much the last week of this phase, things are heavy. This is a lot in one session. I programmed this week to just not have the extra 50 pounds. I was like, let's just, knowing that we're going to go super heavy on back squats, let's just pull the prescribed weight and then snatch it. And so by the time we get to this part of the session, like we are drained. And both Mike and I and the girls, like everybody that's on this cycle, we're very excited to get into the part of the cycle where we're not squatting maximal weight before we get into our lifts. We're excited to see what we can lift with fresh legs, which has been cool because like all the working weights on this cycle for the full lifts or for these complexes has been like 80%, and more or less they've gone well. So it's been good to see like we can lift 80 plus % when our legs are thrashed relatively. Our nervous system, our legs are kind of beat up from doing these heavy lifts first and foremost. Watching this back, Mike can be a lot better at the top. He's kind of rounded still. He needs to pull that chest through. Not only in his setup, but in his pull, at the top of the pull, he's here. This is Mike saying, everybody has a thing with their lifts, right? For me, it's my feet do weird things. Like my catch position does weird things. For Mike, he's rounded because I talk about this all the time. He's a desk warrior, right? His natural position is to be rounded, and he has to be hyper focused and hyper aware, and I have to coach him up. Like, so you can see at the top of it, it's like his scarecrow position is like this. And we got to pull him back, right? So I have to be hyper focused on, and that's why he misses in front, because his shoulders are just slightly rounded, and it's out in front, just he's like this when he catches, as opposed to this, right? So anyways, all that to say, if you're a desk warrior, if you're somebody that sits at a desk all day and then tries to do this stuff, and you miss in front, maybe look at your ability to pull your chest through, and look at your overhead, your T-spine, and how intentional you're being with pulling that chest through. So doing a decent job picking my feet up here. Bottom position was feeling decent, feeling okay. Again, the effort or lack thereof on this day coming from just being drained by the time we get to this. Let's see how Mike does here on the full snatch. Yeah, I mean better, but still, like, even in his setup you can see like he's a little bit rounded and he could be way more intentional pulling the chest through. I mean, same with me on that one. That was not great. See how I do here, pulling chest through, boom. That's good. Yeah. Yes, this was my last one. That one kind of crushed me. But I think we're near the end. I'm done. I don't know if Mike has one more. Yeah, Mike has one more. All right, so this last one in this session out in the vlog. A little better on that one. He was a little bit more up and down, not as rounded. I know he finishes on a make, so... Yeah, walks it forward. All right, solid Monday session. New phase next week.